Hello, hello, friends, beautiful beings, and free spirits. If you are a free spirit, you are going to watch these videos because you are not satisfied with the answers that you have been given and you want to know more. That's what I have been doing for more than 20 years. And I have been searching for knowledge and answers to my deepest questions. And this channel is all about that. Today, we're going to talk about the teachings of higher intelligence. Higher intelligence is a source of knowledge, and anybody can connect to this higher intelligence. There are 7 principles that I have found most important to share with you from higher intelligence. Unfortunately, most human beings have no idea how to tap into this higher intelligence, and they don't even know that it exists. The first teaching of higher intelligence is that you are spirit. Spirit is also called consciousness or your soul and is within you. You are spirit. You are spirit energy. And you have always been connected to this source energy that transfers to you higher intelligence. You have never lost that contact with source energy, the source that created everything and that keeps human beings evolving. The first thing that you should do is to be selfish. Yes, you heard that right. Contrary to what everybody has been telling you throughout your life, not to be selfish, spiritual teachings tell you to be self-centered, to focus on yourself, to be selfish, not in an egotistical way, but in the way of self-discovery. You have to feel comfortable with yourself in your own skin. You have to learn to be alone, and you don't need to steal energy from other people or time to feel good or to feel that you are doing something with your life. It is okay to be sociable and to have connections with others. We are social beings, but you should not lose sight of your true essence, your spirit, and nourish that. Listen to your soul's calling. Go inside within you and practice introspection and meditation. Anybody can connect to higher intelligence. This source is not the privilege of a few. This is universal. Anybody can do it. Many of these spiritual teachings say that you never lost connection with source energy, with higher intelligence. And when you reconnect, you remember where you come from and you are ready to take the next step of human evolution, because that's why you are here on this planet to do. Higher intelligence doesn't disclose everything to you at the same time. It would not be fun anymore. You would not grow. If everything is given to you and provided whenever you want it, you would have no mountain to climb. So this is an essential feature of human evolution and human growth. And higher intelligence is going to provide you with the information that you need to know exactly at the right time, as long as you are connected to source energy. Maybe you heard of synchronicity. Pretty much it means that there are no coincidences in this life. Nothing is coincidental. Everything you attract and everything is put in your path for a reason, to guide you and point you into different directions. You make decisions, you are free to make decisions, and you attract the energy that you put out. And you attract what you think and what you feel. But synchronicity is there to make you aware of certain pointers or flags that are labeling your path to guide you into the direction that you want to go. And spiritual teachers believe that this is provided by higher intelligence. Children are connected to source energy, and that's why they are so joyful and free and uninhibited, because they don't have yet those inhibitions and insecurities. They have imaginary friends. They have a lot of creativity and imagination. And sometimes we teach children to disregard these things that they perceive and not to trust their inner compass, as I call it. Higher intelligence teaches us to be more like children, to be joyful, uninhibited, and free, and not to be afraid of anything. If you are afraid of exploring new ideas or new experiences, you are not going to grow as much as you can, and you are going to feel a disconnect from source energy. Concept that is universal, and I have found in many spiritual teachings, is that you create your own reality. Everybody in the spiritual dimension seems to agree with this, and you should not perceive yourself as a victim. You are not a victim, you are a participant, a willing participant in every situation. And maybe you are asking yourself, well, sometimes things happen to people and they are not willingly putting themselves in those situations that are very painful. But spiritual teachings insist, and they all agree, that you are not a victim. Everything that happens in your life is something that you are attracting somehow. You are making an energetic decision, and decisions with your thought process and based on your belief system. Sometimes these teachings explain that people who go through a lot of pain, like let's say a mass shooting, they are souls that are serving a purpose for the rest of us to learn. And your time will come as a soul in the soul dimension to teach something to someone. And that can be through a painful situation, a negative experience, or through love, compassion, and devotion. Abundance doesn't always come in the form of money. Abundance can come to you in the form of an ability or a talent or wisdom. Sometimes maybe as a soul you have lived through many lives before and you come to this physical dimension one more time as a very wise person, and these are called old souls. And these are people that seem to grasp all these universal concepts very easy since they're very small or children, or they have a spiritual awakening. Abundance can also be that you are a loved person. Everybody loves you around you, or you have a lot of people who love you and respect you. And that is no coincidence. That is what you have to live. That is the energy that you have put out. And that is what you are receiving in the form of abundance. And if what you want is money, there's nothing wrong with having a lot of money. You can be a very spiritual person and have money. If you are an evolved soul, they say that you may perceive painful situations or negative experiences as learning opportunities and mountains to climb to make you better. But if you are in a victimized situation and you are still not evolved as a human being, you're going to perceive every challenge as a victim or something that is very painful to overcome. The fourth principle that universal spiritual teachings share with us through higher intelligence is that God is inside of you. This concept is also very difficult to grasp for people, especially for those who are very religious and believe in a God that is a person. Most religions of the world believe in a personalized God that has a face and a body and is usually a higher authority and superior to human beings. Spiritual teachings say that you are God, you are Goddess, and God has no body, no face, no gender. God is universal and God is inside of you. It's also referred as your consciousness, your self-awareness, your spirit, or your soul. And you are connected to these consciousness even when you take the physical body in this physical dimension. So that what makes us, every one of us, gods and goddesses. And the goal of evolution is to act according to this divine principle that you are gods and goddesses. You are not victims of life, and you are not bad people or people who have committed sins. You are perfect because that's who your soul is. So the goal is to remember that and reconnect to this source of energy. The reason why most religious leaders have presented the concept of God to people as a person and as someone superior who can punish you or reward you, one is because that is the easiest way that religious institutions could explain to the masses the concept of God. Another reason why is because human beings have a need to follow someone, have a need to look up to someone so they don't feel so lonely in the world. And souls that are evolved and have connected to higher intelligence, they don't have the need to follow someone because they know the power that they have within themselves, that they have never been disconnected from higher intelligence. Also, by making people believe that there is a higher God and a higher entity that is really man-made and in the form of a male God, by making people believe in these, they look up to a father figure, and it's a way to keeping people under control and easily influenced. Now people are waking up to higher intelligence. That's why you hear more and more about consciousness and self-awareness and higher consciousness and my higher self and higher thinking, because we are waking up. People are awakening to these and realizing their own power. You don't need to follow anybody. Everything you need to know is already within you, within your reach through higher intelligence. You just need to remember how to access it and how to reconnect to this source. The fifth principle that I have found in every universal teaching is that there is no good and evil. This is also another man-made concept, like the concept of God as it is taught by some religious leaders. There is no good and evil. If there is no God as a person external to you, there is no need for sin, there is no need for heaven and hell, and there is no need for good and evil or good and bad. This is simply non-existent in spiritual teachings. A simpler, more logical explanation is that bad things may happen to people and good things may happen to people because they align with this source energy. They align with certain energy and they attract specific things to their lives. And this is all it is. Suffering is not caused because we are paying for something bad we did in past lives or in the past. Suffering is caused because you are not aligned with source energy and you are not accessing this higher intelligence, so you suffer and you make others suffer. The sixth principle that I have found to be common to all spiritual teachings that talk about higher intelligence is the concept of past lives. Your soul is living other lives and is choosing this physical body in this life again. And you don't lose what you have learned in other lives. Your past lives help you accumulate knowledge, and I call it a spiritual treasure. It's like a box of spiritual value, and you bring this box with you to all your lives. So most religions of the world teach about the afterlife and the life in the present moment. They don't believe that you have lived other lives, that your soul has been reincarnated in different bodies. The only religions of the world that I have found to explain this concept of past lives and reincarnation is Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism. People who have lived many past lives are believed to be the wise men and women, the spiritual teachers that guide us and lead us to these huge leaps in human evolution. People who have been enlightened, who have been chosen, so to speak, to help others continue in this evolution because they have acquired a lot of wisdom and knowledge, spiritual knowledge, universal knowledge that applies to everyone and helps the evolution of human beings. is the purpose of life? This has been one of the primary questions of all times. The answer that higher intelligence provides is that there is no goal to achieve. Your purpose in life is just to be. It's not doing, it's to be. Just be. Experience what you have to experience, learn the lessons that you have to learn, but don't focus only on achieving a goal or achieving certain targets that you have put on a list, because then becomes something like very mind oriented. The purpose is to do introspection, and maybe through meditation you can connect with your source energy and with spirit, and it will guide you to know what is your soul's calling, and go with that. The purpose of life is to be joyful, to be happy, to be yourself, to listen to what your soul wants. Don't try to please other people. Don't listen to what other people want. Everybody should be responsible for their own soul's calling, their own path, and their own life. And of course, you can do things for others and be good to others and help people around you who need help. That is all, friends. Thank you for watching and listening. As always, take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and I will see you in the next video.